Yo, what's good with it, y'all? It's your boy Lamborghini Preem, back once again talking this boxing shit through the coronavirus pandemic. Surviving through this motherfucker, just doing a lot of creative things and allowing myself to get caught up. It's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? You gotta see the sun shine through the clouds, baby. So, that's the last thing I'm gonna say about that. But, That's this video right here is just basically my personal thoughts of the fights I want to see after this shit is over with. And ain't no telling how long it's gonna be. It's looking like 3 months at a minimum. So I'ma just talk about later this year to next year. We're gonna talk like from September, October on. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, no further ado. Oh yeah, how could I forget, man? How could I fucking forget? Make sure you stop by my official site, hustlegameboss.com, and cop you some official Supreme General shit. It's everything on there. Everything on there. T-shirts, hats, hoodies. You know what I mean? All that shit. It's all on there. I got some other fresh shit I'm gonna put on there too. The physical copies of my albums, they're sold out, which is beautiful. Salute to everybody who cop one. I do appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I will be restocking very soon. Now that the pandemic is going on, I actually have time to, oversee a lot of the things that wasn't necessarily getting done like I had liked them to under the circumstances that I had them under. So, now that that's being switched around and I can actually control things a bit better, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's not that I couldn't control them good before. It was just, I had delegated some things and some things you just don't delegate. And, we all learn lessons. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard lesson. It cost me a little bit, but it's all right. You know what I mean? You live and you learn. You ain't a boss. You ain't never took a loss. So, like I said, give it a couple weeks, man. I have more physical copies for y'all. For those people who appreciate tangible goods and shit. But other than that, right now, you can still copy your official Supreme General merchandise. Is all there. But with that being said, let's get on to this. The first fight I want to see, Wilder Fury 3. Now, obviously, Fury cheated. He fucked up the whole flow. I still would have wanted to see it. I ain't gonna lie. I still would have wanted to see Wilder Fury 3, but I would have had a vastly different opinion of the fight had everything that happened not happened. You know what I'm saying? Had this guy not been a cheating son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I would be actually picking Fury to win, and it would be almost like I would be recommending that Deontay Wilder not only, pull out of the fight, but also make sure that, he waits until after the Anthony Joshua, like Anthony Joshua. What I was gonna say is he should take the step aside money to pull out the fight and give himself some more time to, just get himself back together to recover from the loss. Sometimes, what I mean, some motherfuckers can jump right out of the frying pan into the fire, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. Some people can do that. Others not so much. And the vast majority of people can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even that they can't or that, you'll be underestimating them if you said that. It would just be more of a better recommended path to take, given the history of boxing as it stands, to, go ahead, get him a tune-up fight, take some more time, learn a few more things, from his loss per se, and then jump back in the ring. But given that Fury is a cheating ass bitch, man, Wilder need to get back in there, smoke this dude so we can move the fuck on, man. This shit ridiculous. Every motherfucking week is another goddamn Fury scandal. First it was the gloves, and then it was the steroids, and we still ain't got his test back from the other steroid situation. I mean, from this fight, or I mean, I can't be sure. Let me not say that because I've been hearing conflicting reports about that. Some people say the test came back all good. Some people say we still ain't got the test results back, and I haven't personally researched it, so I'm gonna just go with I'm gonna just operate with a certain certain level of ambiguity when it comes to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I really don't know. I don't know if he passed the test or not, but I know he's failed the test previously, and it just came out that the shit was a whole cover up and shit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't paid the person they were supposed to pay, and now he blew the whistle on their ass. So they blow the whistle, the music stopped, motherfucker. And of course, they say he's facing an 8-year ban, but I doubt if they do that. It's too much money. Too much money. And all the cheating shit that he did for this fight, I don't think anybody's gonna do anything about it either. Unfortunately, I think it's one of those things that's gonna is gonna be a part of Fury's history, and I don't think he's getting even the same amount of adulation or praise from those who, his fans and shit. They not really. They could front all they want, but they can't be as happy about this as they were before they found out that he cheated. I don't give a fuck what they say. They gonna protect them. They gonna say this. They gonna say that. You know what I mean? They gonna do everything to make it seem like that's the case. But man, you can't tell a motherfucker water not wet when they just got splashed in the face. No matter what they say. No matter what they say. You know what I mean? That shit is wet, and this man, come on. You know what it is. They know what it is. You know what I mean? They don't respect Fury either. They just don't want Wilder to get his victory or to get his just due, and as it relates to this shit. And it's sad, but that's what it is, unfortunately. But that's the first fight I want to see. Wilder Fury 3. And I hope Wilder smoke Fury. Yes, I do. Because he's a cheating ass bitch. He done cheated against several opponents, and I don't respect that at all, period. Especially the way he was cheating. He could have killed somebody. Good thing the bitch can't punch. But, he could have killed somebody, man. For real. I don't, man. I just seen Zab Judah Vlad TV interview, and that just really made it hit home even further to me. Like, I already know because, boxing is my hobby personally. You know what I mean? That's something that I personally enjoy doing. And if I was to, find out that somebody I sparred with that fucking took the padding out of his gloves or in some way manipulated his gloves to where he was hitting me with cold fists, then we gonna have to fight with some cold fists. You understand me? You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to get down, man. This is some bullshit, man. That's not going down. You know? To me, that's attempted murder. You tried to kill me, bruh. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. So, I mean, that's just me. Everybody else, some people seem to be trying to play it off and dismiss it like it's just some excuse making from super fans, but we all know that that's not the case, and we all know that this man is dead wrong, and he's on Margarito level, in my opinion. But just like I wanted to see Margarito come back and get his ass whooped by Cotto, I want to see Tyson Fury come back and get stretched out by Wilder like he was supposed to get stretched out in this fight. And like my man Young Pharaoh said, it's not just the gloves either. It's a myriad of things that was, we'll just say, funny style when it comes to that fight. And y'all know what's up. You know what I mean? The Fury fans is listening to this shit. You know what's up too. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to get into no war with nobody. I'm just keeping it a bean. And if you honest with yourself, you know what it is. So that's all I'm gonna say about that guy. We gonna move on. The next fight I want to see is Franchon Cruz DeZern versus whoever her mandatory number one contender is. You know what I'm saying? Not Alejandra Jimenez. She should be serving a suspension of at least 2 years. So she shouldn't even be thought about. You know what I'm saying? If Clarissa Shields want to fight her, cool. It's whatever. Personally, I don't recommend it. I just don't. She's gonna cheat in some kind of way, shape, or form, and they're gonna help her. And I don't want to see Clarissa Shields get hurt, man, because that's what this shit look like to me. Just with all the bullshit that's going on with Franchon not getting her belt back, she only got the WBO joint back, which kind of put the pressure on the WBC. They kind of got to give her shit back, or they look funny style, or you know what I mean. Unless they do something that really really compensates her for literally getting in the ring with a motherfucking juiced up fighter that could have killed her. You know what I'm saying? I can't even think of any other compensation other than her getting her belt back that would be worthy. But shit, I done been wrong before. I done been surprised before. We'll see what the WBC ultimately does. But right now, the way they moving, it looks very funny style. The same way with the Fury thing, very funny style. It's, you know what the common denominator is. I don't even gotta speak on it. We already know what it is. So with that being said, Franchon Cruz versus anybody else in a big money fight. When somebody undercard, that's a big fight. Like next time Canelo fight, Franchon Cruz deserve need to be on that motherfucking card in a prominent way. That's just my opinion. Otherwise, cause listen, this is my opinion, and I didn't say this at first because I didn't want to sound like a hater, but I'm gonna keep it a bean about Franchon Cruz deserve. I don't think she should have signed a Golden Boy. Period. I feel like Golden Boy don't really do what they supposed to do with their black fighters. They don't treat them right. That's just my opinion. Anybody could feel how they want to feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Golden Boy fighter. I'm not a fighter, period. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not from the inside. But from the outside looking in, this shit to me is, man, it don't look like they treat their fighters like they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? That's not the black ones. The Spanish, the Mexicans especially, they get the love that they're supposed to get. Ryan Garcia is getting protected like how he's supposed to be protected. You know what I'm saying? We all know what that is if we keep it real. We know what that is. You understand me? So, he getting protected. You know what I mean? Where was Franchon protection? You know what I'm saying? This shit ridiculous. Oscar, you can't tell me he not plugged in with the WBC click. You can't tell me he can't really make a phone call, get her belt back. You can't tell me he can't do that. There's too much money flowing in between there. The way that the WBC was kissing Canelo ass when Canelo said he ain't want shit to do with him no more. That's how I know for sure Oscar and them could just pull a few strings to get her shit right. You know what I'm saying? Something ain't right with this shit. That's what I'm saying. Yo, listen, Franchon, you finish out your contract with the motherfuckers and then you move on. If you can stay independent, that's probably the best way to move it. If you don't want to sign elsewhere, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to go to PBC and none of that. I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you don't, I mean, I respect it. Again, I'm from the outside looking in. I don't know shit, as far as that go. But I know what I see from Golden Boy. That's funny style. That's Fugaga. That's Fugazi. That's not. Nah, I don't like it. This is my opinion. Once again, I'm just a boxing fan. You know what I mean? I don't. It is what it is. I mean, they probably came with the heaviest bag and shit. As such, you gotta fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? But if you know you gotta dance with the devil, at least you know it's the devil. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. You know what I mean? Fucking with them. You gotta have your T's crossed and your I's dotted all the way around. Shit, this shit ridiculous. Oh, by the way, I want to shout out Hasim Rahman too, man, because he was one of the first people that I saw that was a fighter or someone with, I hate to use this word, but the clout per se or the level of respect to speak on Fury ass and not be dismissed as just somebody that's a hating ass Wilder fan. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Hasim Rahman for that, man. I don't think nobody really got a chance to shout him out. I don't know why, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a lot of things going on, that's probably why. But shout out Hasim Rahman, because he the first one made me side-eye Fury. You know what I mean? Before I even was focused on the glove shit. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure my man Young Pharaoh shit dropped beforehand. You know what I mean? But I was on vacation, you know what I mean, enjoying life. So at that time, I wasn't really following shit too closely. But from what I saw personally, Hasim Rahman was the first one to say, hey, that boy Fury, you got to be on the up and up. You got to make sure it's on the up and up, fucking with him. You know what I mean? So shout out Hasim. I mean, I just threw that in this motherfucker. Who cares? You know what I mean? But yeah, that's another fight I want to see. Got to be uh Franchon Cruz versus her first number one contender, or whoever is a worthy opponent. I would say whichever, because it looked like the WBC try to make her fight to get her belt back. So whoever she got to fight to get her belt back, go ahead, beat that girl up, get your belt back, get back to shining, get a big check in the process. But it need to be in that Canelo undercard though. It need to be on with some heavy views. I bet not see that shit on no goddamn Saturday night fights and shit. And I do respect Saturday night fights. I watch as much shit as I can as far as boxing go, but we need the casual fan to connect with this, you know. So on to the next one. I say Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao. Now to be real, it don't necessarily have to be Manny Pacquiao, but that's who I expect they're gonna match Spence up with. Oh well, you know what? I take that back. I take that back. Cause they say Floyd might come back. If Floyd come back, then he's gonna fight Pacquiao, and that's gonna be like a big cash grab, probably a retirement thing for both of them. But him, he might fight Pacquiao instead. So who that leaves for Spence is you got Danny Garcia out here. You got that's probably the most logical option at this point. Probably Danny Garcia because that's a big money fight. That is not a light fight. First of all, it's not an easy fight for Spence. It's not. When it comes to Danny Garcia, especially given Spence's current circumstances, that's a 50-50 fight to me. I don't underestimate Danny Garcia. I think Danny Garcia is a fantastic, excellent fighter. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be hating on him, boy, because he pick up a few cupcakes here and there. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at him for that shit. He still got paid, and he stayed hot, stayed crisp, stayed sharp, you know, in the process. And he doing the biggest reward for the least amount of risk, and he don't give a fuck who talk shit. You know what I'm saying? I can respect that. I always been a Danny Garcia fan, man, since he came into that first fight with Morales. I had a feeling he was gonna upset Morales. I had a feeling. You know what I'm saying? People might not remember that fight, but I do. That was the first time I heard of Danny Garcia, and they were saying that he was just, you know, like they was making it seem like he was just somebody that Morales was gonna steamroll and just get through. And then they did the same thing when after he beat Morales and then fought Khan. They did the same thing to him then. You know what I'm saying? It's like I knew he was gonna stretch Khan. I don't know why, man. I knew that shit. I still watch that fight all the time, man. I knew that shit was gonna happen though, man. Same thing with Morales. I thought he was gonna beat Morales. And the second time, that's how I thought the first fight was gonna go. I don't know why. I don't know why. I had only seen Danny fight one time before that in the Kendall Holt fight, and I was impressed by him. But you know, I just felt like he was the wave coming up, and Morales was the wave that was slowing down, ready to crash. You know what I'm saying? And you meet a guy that's too fast for you, that's gonna come up, and that's how I go. That's how the torch is passed. You know, but yeah, I don't think that Spence versus Danny fight is gonna be, you know, just slaughterhouse for Spence like it would have been personally, in my opinion, before the car accident. It's just too many question marks. Too many question marks. I mean, Spence a bad motherfucker, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I became a Spence fan when he beat my guy Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? Once he beat Kell Brook, I had to respect Spence from that point on. I was like, you know, I'm not gonna bet against this kid no more. You know, this motherfucker's a goddamn G, man. He came back. He made adjustments. He did things that you need to do in that ring, subtle things. Remain patient. Remain calm under fire. It's a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of things that I really appreciated that I saw in Spence in that fight against Brook. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even really need to go that deep in the bag since then, though. That's my opinion from the outside looking in. He ain't had to go that as deep in his bag since then. He just been having you know, he been relying on his skills, which have improved like exponentially from fight to fight. Man, I got a lot of respect for Spence, but this fight against Danny coming in hot as fish grease off the Red Cash demolition rather, after demolishing Red Cash, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Danny hot as fish grease. He probably gonna get another fight in there beforehand. You never know. With this Corona shit, that might be out the window though. So you know, we might be looking at Spence versus Garcia as soon as we get back to boxing. So that's a fight I would love to see. But if we don't get that, of course I want to see Spence versus Crawford, even though I think Spence is going to destroy Crawford. I'm sorry. I I've been saying this the whole time. Everybody like I don't want people to get it twisted. I'm a huge fan of Terrence Crawford and his trainer Bo Mack. I fucks with both of them heavy. I like both of these. Like I just like the way they get down. You know what I'm saying? There's some G shit all the way around fucking with Bud. You know what I'm saying? I just like his style. But he's not gonna be Errol Spence. He's just not. Spence is too big, too strong, too fast, too skilled. He gonna really it's gonna be easy work for Spence. I hate to say it, man. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but it's a fact. I love Crawford, but this shit about to be easy work for Spence. I mean, the old saying is that a good big man always beat a great little man. And that's what I think applies here. You know what I'm saying? Even though I think Spence is great too. You know what I mean? Just as good as Crawford, in my opinion. Except Crawford got. I give Crawford. Okay, they both got hurt. They both got dog. That's not in question. Fucking with Crawford though, he got a little more. He looked like he could do a little more. I won't say he has more skills. I just say he looked like it's certain things that maybe he could do that Spence probably can't do. A few things, not many, but a few things. But Spence again, this we really pulling hair. I mean, splitting hairs right here, talking about the shit that Crawford can do that Spence can't do. But on the championship level, that shit matters. But to keep it real, it's nullified by the fact that Spence is so much bigger, stronger, faster. Look at Spence's footwork versus Mikey Garcia. Look at that shit. Seriously. Look at his fucking footwork. He controls the fight with straight footwork. The entire fight. Bud is a nigga that got good footwork too. But is he gonna be able to deal with a big motherfucker doing that to him? You know? You could probably handle a motherfucker your size or below. Or maybe even a little bigger. But we saw Jeff Horn have certain smidgens, not many, but smidgens of success against Bud just off size. And then you seen Bud with versus Mean Machine straight get dropped. You know what I mean? That worries me. You get dropped by Mean Machine, Errol Spence. He just dropped Sean Porter. Real talk. And we talking about a Sean Porter who was in tip-top shape. I think that's the best shape Sean Porter ever been in. And Sean Porter is not a motherfucker who's not in shape. So, and he got dropped by Spence. You know what I mean? Bud got dropped by Mean Machine. I respect Bud to the fullest. He's a legendary champion, already a Hall of Famer, but he's not gonna beat Errol Spence. He might beat Keith Thurman. He might beat Danny Garcia, which I don't know about that either. Danny, another big motherfucker. But he might beat those guys. He may even beat Sean Porter. I don't know though. I would be leaning towards Sean in that fight, personally. But he's not gonna beat Errol Spence. He not. He just not. That's just my opinion on this shit. But yeah. So that's I guess it's like 3 fights in a row right there. Spence versus Danny Garcia. Spence versus Pacquiao, which is, that probably not gonna happen though. And Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford. And that's the main fight. That Spence versus Bud fight, that's gonna be the main fight. That's gonna be the fight. That's gonna be the one, the whole hood gonna come out for that bitch. The whole hood come out to support both of them boys anyway. But when this fight go down, I mean, it's gonna be like how Mayweather Judah was. You know what I'm saying? Where the whole hood really, the whole hood came out for that shit. You know what I mean? The whole world was watching this shit, but the hood came out, The hood don't always come out fully for, just any event. It's got to be a big fight. You know what I mean? It's got to be a big mega event. That would be a mega hood event. Like Mayweather versus Judah wasn't Floyd or Zab Judah biggest payday, but it was the biggest hood event. You know what I'm saying? I mean, real niggas know what I'm talking about. Real niggas know what I'm talking about. If you're not from the hood, you might not understand what I'm saying right now. You might not even understand why it's significant, but it is significant If you're a black fighter, you gotta have a fight for the hood one time. You know what I'm saying? It's always unofficial. It's never spoken about, but it is what it is. It just has that feel. You know what I mean? Mayweather Judah had that feel. Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis had that feel. You know what I'm saying? Just shit like that. You know. I mean, just that's how I look at shit. But yeah, outside of that, man, I also want to see my man Kell Brook in a title fight at 154. Don't matter which one of the champions. I think Kell Brook can beat them all. I need Kell Brook focused. I need him to get a belt at 154 so that my man can get him a big money fight and go on and cash out. So that's a huge thing I want to see. I also want to see AJ fight the winner of Wilder versus Fury. We know what it is, and it should be Wilder. So I want to see AJ versus Wilder. I do not want to see AJ versus Fury, even though it would be the biggest thing in the UK. Fury has lost all credibility to me right now. So no, I don't want to see him win. It would be like wanting to see Margarito win over Cotto. Even though I felt like the crazy thing about that is the second fight with Cotto and Margarito, I felt like Margarito was coming on, man. That shit was about to get interesting if they'd have let it go. And his eye was already fucked up anyway. He was already blind out the motherfucker. You might as well let it finish. 10 rounds in. Let him get the last two. See if Cotto could have survived. You know what I mean? I had Cotto up with an insurmountable lead on that in that fight, but it had a feeling like the shit was turning. Because Cotto started getting on that bike. But that's neither here nor there. That's another fight I want to see is the AJ shit. I want to see the Katie Taylor versus Cecilia Brækhus. That's gonna be a good fight. Although I feel like Brækhus, man, she getting towards the end, man. She starting that last fight, man. Hopefully she gets up for this fight. That's just I'll put it like that. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like she was kind of going through the motions in her last fight. You know, and you don't want to get like that in the boxing ring. It's dangerous. You know what I mean? When you've been so good for so long, that can happen, but you don't want to get like that because that can be dangerous. So, Katie Taylor versus Cecilia Brækhus. I also want to see the continued development of Savannah Marshall so she can eventually fight Clarissa Shields. She's still a few fights away, in my opinion, from being ready, but as soon as she's ready, that needs to happen. I also want to see Clarissa Shields and Layla Ali. I want to see that fight. So I want to see Layla come back, get a nice little tune-up, see where she at. You know what I'm saying? If she feel like she don't want no tune-up, go straight to it. Then I want to see Layla take a year from when that first take fight. So basically a year from the Wilder Fury fight, the week leading up. About a year from there, I feel like it'll be a respectable amount of time will be in them pass for her to train and get in shape and be ready to fight Clarissa Shields. And if she, excuse me, my bad. If she gonna do that, I recommend she go the Ray Leonard route and had them real fights behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? With the real gloves, no headgear. You know, if she's not gonna take a tuna fight, she needs to do something like that and see how shit is, man. Because it's been 10 years since she's been punched in the face for real, for real. And that shit, it get more and more annoying the older you get. You know what I mean? Just from my personal experience. So. It would be good to see. But if Layla is in shape and really can handle it, and she looking good on her IG, she looking like she in shape. If she can handle it, I would like to see it because I don't think that that's a foregone conclusion that Clarissa wins, even though I would favor her in that fight. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's a foregone conclusion though. But I got a lot of respect for Big Wrist. That's what I call her, Clarissa. Big Wrist. Big Wrist. The T-Rex on your ass, nigga. I don't think nobody gonna beat Clarissa though. Not in her prime. You know what I mean? She really doing her thing. And these fights with these women are not even close. And we talking about people who are world champions, former world champions, 2-3 weight classes below. You gotta just give Clarissa her props, yo. I got a lot of respect for her. But yeah, I say shit. What else I want to see as far as fights go? I don't know. I don't know. That's really it right now that I could think of. You know what I mean? Can't really think of nobody that's Oh yeah, I want to see my man AB, Adrian Broner. I want to see him back in the ring. And if it's gonna be a tune-up fight, then I want to see him have a very quick turnaround and get in there for a championship, because the clock is ticking on AB. Running out of time, baby. Got to get back in there, man. If you're gonna be a world champion again, man, you got to stay hot, man. I know you super rich. You know what I mean? Pacquiao fight got you right. Plus, you probably was already super rich. You know, you click tight with the right people. So you're doing what you're supposed to do, and your career, you know, it's been guided correctly. So, you know, I'm liking what I see from AB overall. You know, it's good to see you're gonna be good for life and all that, but it's time to get back in there, man. You said you're gonna be another world champion, man. 5 times. We need to see it, baby. We need to see it. Get in that motherfucking ring, man. Get this motherfucking belt, man. Prove these motherfuckers wrong, man. Do this shit, man. Get this shit cracking, man. This shit cracking. By the way, I want to see my guy Jermell Charlo. I want to see him fight Tony Harrison one more time. No more bottles. No more bottle switching in the middle of the fight, though. Real talk. I got heavy respect for Jermell Charlo. Heavy respect for Jamal Charlo. But that shit was suspect. I ain't gonna say nothing else about that shit. It was suspect. He came back clean though. Let's say that. He came back clean though. So, you know what I mean? It might not really even be a thing. But the fact that that level of ambiguity is there, you got to get that man a rematch and you got to beat him again. I mean, you ain't got to do it next, but you got to fight that man again. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I mean, it'd be nice to see you in there with somebody else, see how that go. You know, maybe fight the dude who just beat J Rock, go beat him, collect them belts, and then come back and fight Tony one more time. That's what I say personally. That's just my opinion. That's what I would like to see. Um, I'm looking forward to Triple G Canelo Part 3. I think Triple G might still fuck around and win that fight again, man. Canelo, man. Canelo is nice, man. He probably the highest ranking pound for pound fighter on my list right now. His resume is impeccable. Ain't nobody else got a resume even close to what Canelo done did. But personally, I don't think he beat Triple G either time. The first one damn sure wasn't no draw, and the second one he didn't win. Just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I like Triple G a lot. I'm not a huge Triple G fan, but I think he won both fights. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. I think he's gonna win this one. I don't think it's a age thing with Triple G. I think it's he'll get up to fight Canelo. You know what I'm saying? He will get up to fight Canelo, and I think he's gonna beat him this time. Just my opinion. I mean, will they let it happen? If it goes to the cards, no. If it goes to the cards, Canelo's gonna win the fight. But you know, Triple G has the opportunity to knock him out. He has the ability to do so. And if he really bought that action like he say he is, that's what he need to do, because it's clear he's not gonna get a decision. So there's that. Outside of that, man, I'm just looking forward to seeing Devin Haney back in the ring. Excuse me, y'all. Trying to get this shit in. But nah, yeah, because this video long as fuck. But I don't give a fuck. Fuck it. Stick with me one time. I be talking that real shit. There's no need to fucking change the goddamn station. But yeah. I think that might be the first. The next big fight I want to see is Devin Haney do something smooth. I think Devin Haney versus Mikey Garcia is very, very interesting. Although not yet. Devin Haney need maybe 1 or 2 more fights before he ready for a Mikey. Mikey ain't no joke. And Mikey need to stay his ass away from welterweight. That's another thing. He need to stay away from welterweight. It's a little too big for Mikey. It's a little too big, man. And it's not. Mikey actually has the power to hang with them boys. Easy. Mikey got the power of a 154 fighter. But these boys is just too big, man. They could take them shots a little bit better than the smaller guys could. It doesn't allow Mikey Garcia to be able to do the shit that he like to do take advantage of your mistakes. Like the younger guys, when the shit is affecting you, when the shit that you're getting hit with is hard enough, it affects your game plan negatively, heavily. It's like you're swinging, like you're not finna. It just affects you negatively, very negatively. You will start taking chances. You're not supposed to be taking. You'll start throwing shots. You're not really. You wouldn't normally throw under certain circumstances because it leaves you open. You start taking like more and more of those chances. And a guy like Mikey Garcia, that's what he wants. That's what he. That's how he thrives. You know what I'm saying? Basically getting you to bite and attack and basically put yourself in the best position for him to knock you the fuck out. He's a master at it, man. Mikey is a Hall of Fame fighter, in my opinion, as well. So, it's certain styles befuddle him. I was very, very surprised at the Jesse Vargas shit. Jesse Vargas is a motherfucker that you must give him his props at this point now. You know, just to have that kind of fight with Mikey Garcia, man, that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. You know what I mean? I give Jesse his props. He had a great fight with Broner, but I thought Broner beat him soundly. I didn't think Mikey beat him so soundly. I felt like if they'd have gave him a draw, I wouldn't have been mad about it. I feel like Mikey won, but if they'd have gave him a draw, I wouldn't have been mad about it. I was surprised by Jesse. I respect him. 154 might not go so well though. Might not. He might want to find a way to stay at 147 if he can. You know, your body sometimes tell you can't, but it is what it is. And shit. This shit getting too long, so I'm gonna just end it right there, man. Those are the fights I want to see, though. What's up? Those are the fights I wanted to see. So, you know what I mean? You let me know what you think about the shit in the comment section. I know this shit was long, but shit, I had a lot to say and it's been a minute. So, I'm around. Fuck with y'all. Holla at me. I'm around. 100.